Hi everybody, welcome back to the Veg Fest UK Online January 30th, 31st, 2021 version. Here we are joining up for the weekend with a number of talented individuals all from the vegan and the plant-based world, doing various contributions of certain skills, certain input, certain inspiration, and really just celebrating, especially because we're at the end of January, which, as we found out today, has seen 580,000 people all over the world signing up, trying a plant-based diet for the first time. Good luck, everybody who's been on that, and may your journey continue, and may you develop and learn new skills, new inspiration. And on that note, I'm very, very happy to be joined today because we have this most incredible demonstration live streamed, coming live, talk about inspiration. One of the things that people who've been vegan as long as I have, which is a few decades, used to miss out in the beginning, until indeed quite recently was indeed a decent dessert. But of course, in recent years that's changed. And none more so than my guest today, Danielle Maupertuis, who is a vegan pastry chef. Danielle, please do join us from here we go. So Danielle Maupertuis is a vegan chef, author, got a cookbook out, a new book called Vegans Deserve Better Than a Fruit Salad. And Danielle, who has been at a number of live Veg Fest events for a few years now. Danielle, good morning, or so to say, good afternoon, and welcome.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, everybody.
And Danielle, where are you joining us from today?
I'm joining you from my kitchen in Ware. So I live in Hertfordshire, and I welcome everybody to join me.
Welcome. So, Danielle, merci beaucoup. C'est super bon, magnifique. I mean, I've been lucky enough, I can tell you, if you're listening, to have sampled some of Danielle's achievements, I should say, because they are achievements, and in live, as it were, and they are really, really good. So I love desserts, Danielle. Like a lot of people, when I first went vegan, it did mean going without a bit, but that's not the case anymore, is it? So what are you going to teach for us today? What are we going to learn today?
Well, let me tell you, I'm afraid this year will be quite difficult for us to have a vegan fine dining treat for Valentines. So I was thinking, why not trying to do a yummy, easy, and gorgeous plated Valentine's dessert. And so I'm going to show you today 2 little hearts, a chocolate one, and a strawberry one, as you saw in the picture that was in the announcement. Now,
okay.
Sorry?
No, Danielle, thank you for that. So what I'm going to do now is leave you to do this so that people can get the full screen. And
super,
really
thank you very much. See you later.
So thanks for that, Danielle. Here we go. This is going to be this live cookery demo to teach you some stuff for Valentine's Day. And over to you, Danielle Maupertuis, and these Valentine's Day specials.
Thank you. So, if you hear me, I'm going to make a chocolate mousse, and I'm going to make a strawberry mousse. But what you did not see in the picture is that I'm going to introduce a secret inclusion in the chocolate mousse, and I'm going to introduce a secret inclusion in the strawberry mousse. Now, I'm going to start with the base, which will be a sweet pastry. Now, don't bother yourself by taking loads of notes. I will invite you at the end of the session to subscribe to my news letter on my website, and it will be my pleasure to send you the recipe. So I have here 35 grams of golden castor sugar, and I have here 25 grams of a vegan spread. This is a hard vegan spread like Tomor or Naturally. A spread like Vitalite is more suitable for creams and sponges. So I'm going to soften this with an electric hand whisk. I hope you see what I'm doing. Now, when it's getting soft, I'm going to add 12 milliliters of milk alternative. You can use soya milk, oat milk, almond. I quite like this cocoa milk because it's very light and it has a neutral taste. So, again, bring all this together. Like this. And I'm going to add some flour, and because I want it lighter, I'm going to add quarter. I have 62 grams of plain flour to be precise, and I have a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder. Now, if you want to use gluten-free flour, this is not a problem at all. I just would like to recommend you to be on the safe side to use the xanthan, let's say a quarter of a teaspoon for this mix. So I'm going to bring all this together. Like this. Finish by hand. And because we have small quantities, I'm going to make half plain and half a chocolate. So for the chocolate, I have here about 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. So let's divide this in half, like this. A little bit of cocoa powder here, a little bit of the plain, and I just bring this together by hand, like this. Finish on my worktop. Like this. I will not overwork. You never overwork a pastry, otherwise you end up with a crumble. So you see, it's already quite firm. This is because of our vegan spread. Yes, so I'm just gonna cling film and I'm gonna let it set. Let's say half an hour in the fridge. I'm gonna do the same with the chocolate sweet pastry. So in the fridge. Chocolate, let's go. So you see with your hand, you just bring all the elements together, yeah, like this. A little bit of patience. I'm getting there, you see. And again, I'm going to stop as soon as my pastry comes together. Voila. A little bit more. Let me clean my hands. No wastage. Like this. If your hands are getting sticky, just a little bit of flour. And you will be okay again. Voila. So I have here a small amount of chocolate sweet pastry. Yeah. Same story in the fridge. For half an hour. I hope you are okay. So let me clean this. I have many things here on my worktop because I want to show you many things. So that's it in the fridge. And then, abracadabra. I prepared some for you yesterday, ready to roll. And let me wash my hands quickly. First of all, you're gonna preheat your oven 190 degrees. Gas mark 5. Always make sure that you put your products or your stuff in the oven at the right temperature. Otherwise, it might affect the quality of your product. If, for instance, you put a puff pastry too early in the oven, it will not develop correctly. So I'm just rolling this out, you see. You notice I don't use tons of flour because, again, it might affect the consistency of my sweet pastry, but you see how nice and smooth. Huh? Voila. By the way, you know I'm Belgian, and this is why you hear this voila from time to time. I can't help it, sorry. So you see, I did not even use flour. This sweet pastry is really perfect. You see this? I have here about 2 millimeters thick. And then these are the molds I'm going to use. And I'm going to cut the bases with a cutter, same size as the mold. So let's cut 2. And I'm going to put them on a silicone mat. This is really helpful and useful. You can put in the oven, in the fridge, in the freezer, and you can find it now in the supermarkets. It's really not expensive. So same story with the chocolate hearts. Nice sweet pastry, eh? Voilà. If it sticks a little bit, or you put a little bit of flour, or you just take a palette knife and you turn it over. A little bit thinner. If you want a bigger or thicker base, this is up to you. I think I'm fine with this. So, 2 chocolate hearts. Voila. In the oven for about 10 minutes. And then, abracadabra, the magic of pastry. I prepared some for you yesterday. So I have here a few bases ready. Now, we're going to go for the chocolate mousse. But first of all, because it has to set, we're going to make the chocolate inclusion. And the chocolate inclusion is a simple, a crispy chocolate ganache. So what is a ganache? It's just some cream, a plant-based cream. We have this Elmlea plant-based cream. You can also use a soya cream, oat cream, as you like. I have here 100 grams, and I'm going to bring this to the boil. And when it's boiling, I'm going to stir some chocolate in the cream. So I have a wonderful assistant who's going to do this for us. I thank him very much for his help. This is my chocolate ready. Vegan chocolate. You have now many different brands. If I have 100 grams of a cream alternative, I will put around 120, 130 of chocolate. Let me take this to protect. To make a crispy chocolate ganache, I'm just going to add some seeds, some dry nuts, and eventually, if you wish, you can add some caramel. You have here this vegan caramel taste, very good brand. We're going to add a little bit eventually if you want some sea salt. I know it's in fashion. This is really up to you. I think my cream is going to be ready very soon. My chocolate is ready, and after this, I'm going to make the chocolate mousse. The cream is about to be ready. Now, regarding this cream, please, you always check the labels, because I'm afraid there might be some palm oil in this cream. So if you have a concern, we'd rather go for the oat or soya cream. The cream is boiling. I'm just going to stir my chocolate. I'm not going to whisk because I don't want air bubbles in my ganache. Now, you're going to say for an inclusion you don't see, it's not a big deal, but if you want to glaze some dessert, it's the same recipe, but then you can't afford some air bubbles in your ganache. You see, I'm just stirring, and slowly, slowly, the cream absorbs the chocolate. The chocolate is melting, and slowly, slowly, this is the magic of pastry. You're gonna see a shiny, velvety consistency. You see this? Now, depending on the brands of chocolate, I put here 120 grams of chocolate for 100 cream. You might have to go for 5-10 more grams of chocolate. This you have to see, but I have it here. You see, almost ready, shiny, smooth, no lumps. I think it's ready. And before I forget, I'm just going to keep some to glaze our chocolate heart at the end. So look at this. I hope you see. So I'm just going to transfer in a bowl. Make sure I have enough to cover my chocolate at the end. Voila. I'm going to add a little bit. I have here sunflower seeds. This is really up to you. I have here some pecan nuts. I have here some sesame seeds. And as we said, we're going to add a spoon of this dulce di leche, like this. Give it a stir. You see how yummy? And don't tell me this is difficult. All the recipes I will present you are easy. The good thing is to work together, so you see how we do this. So this is for later. And I'm going to transfer this on a baking tray, or if you wish, you can use a plastic container just with cling film. One of my points is also to prove that you don't need tons of equipment to make a vegan pastry. So if I want it a little bit thicker, I'm just going to bring the cling film at the half of my little container, and now this has to set in the freezer. And now again, abracadabra, I made some for you yesterday, and I cut a little heart already just for tasting. I'm going to cut an inclusion very soon. So this is my chocolate and crispy ganache. I'm going to clean my mess here. Now the inclusion is in the freezer. Time to go for our chocolate mousse. I'm going to use a food processor. Voila. I have here a half of a ripe avocado that I crushed with a fork. I'm going to add a sweetener, not sugar, because the sugar is going to give a grainy consistency. I'm going to use a syrup. I have here maple syrup. You can use a corn syrup, whatever. 3 tablespoons. If you are on a budget, you can also use some golden syrup. This is your choice. Now I'm going to add a coconut cream, and this coconut cream I'm going to show you is this coconut milk can that I left overnight in the fridge, and then the next day when you open, you will see a thick, solid part of the coconut cream coming on the top, leaving a clear liquid at the bottom that you can use for smoothies or whatever. And I'm just going to scoop. You see how thick and how solid? I'm just going to scoop 3 tablespoons to add to my chocolate mousse mix. So the avocado will replace the egg yolks. The maple syrup will replace the sugar. The coconut cream will give a velvety and smooth consistency. Now, of course, I have to add some chocolate. So I started to melt some chocolate. It's getting a little bit hard because it's cold. Let me put it back in the microwave for a few seconds. You can easily use a microwave to melt your chocolate. But first of all, you have to know your microwave. So it's worth to make a few tests. Secondly, you do it slowly, 20 seconds at a time, and you should never exceed 40, 45 degrees. So, yeah, this is it. Yeah. Let me put another 20 seconds. It's a little bit cold in this kitchen. I hope you see well and you see everything I'm doing. Oh, thank you very much for your nice comments. Thank you. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Danielle. Well, hi, everybody. Very pleased you joined me. So this is my 110 grams of vegan dark chocolate. I'm going to add a little bit of oat cream or plant-based cream just to give a little bit of a velvety consistency. So let me whisk this here. if it takes a thick consistency, don't worry, everything is gonna get right. You see, once we pass it through the food processor, no problem. Yeah, I must confess, I'm sorry, I'm left-handed. But I do my best for you to see everything. Voila. And I'm going to ask my lovely assistant to whisk these until we have a smooth consistency. In the meantime, I said I'm going to make a chocolate mousse. No, I'm going to make a light chocolate mousse because vegan pastry and desserts should always be light, even a sticky toffee pudding. So, what I'm going to do is just add some vegan meringue. So I'll start it to whisk to save some time. Voila, this is done. You see, very easy, very quick. Let me transfer in a bowl straight away because, as I told you, it's cold and it might set quite quickly. If you do this at home and your chocolate mix is becoming hard, don't worry. We just put this back a few seconds in the microwave and we are okay. Let me empty my bowl with this magical little tool. You know, this is what we call a mousse, and this is something really, really, really useful. This is an anti-wastage tool because, as you can see, it empties your bowl perfectly. So this is an investment I would recommend for you to have. Voila. So this is my mix. I'll put apart. And so I was talking about the vegan meringue. So, this is what we call aquafaba. And we have now some ready-to-use aquafaba available in the supermarkets now called Oaks. Very, very easy to use. About 2 pounds in the supermarkets. Now, if you want to stick on the traditional method, you have the water of a chickpea a can that you can use called aquafaba, of course. The only thing I would like to remind you is that to be efficient and for your meringue to remain stable, you have to reduce this chickpea water. How do we do this? It's very easy. A saucepan, you pass through a sieve in a saucepan, you let it simmer gently until you reduce your weight of about 40%. In other words, to make it easy, the average weight of the water of a chickpea can is about 180 grams. You gently let it simmer till 100 grams. You let it cool down and you have a good consistency. But let's try to use this ox. I tried to pre-whisk a little bit, but I'm afraid I have to do again. Let me clean this. And so I'm going to whisk the oats. In the meantime, let me cut our inclusion. So I have here a little heart shape. Yeah. I'm going to cut one. Voila. I hope you can see. See? And this tasty. You see? Always takes a little bit longer. Let me put this a few seconds in the microwave. I would like to have it a little bit more fluffy. So where is this ox I showed you? Here, yes. So you see, I'm gonna use. Let me try this again because I'm not very happy with the results. Yeah, this happens sometimes, but never hesitate when you see something not right to do again. And this is something we're telling to the students, and that we're telling to the apprentice, the guys for apprenticeship. Never hesitate. Thank you for your patience. This is much better. I'm getting to the softer peaks. Let's give a last stir for this. Voila. And I'm gonna, if this is still, yeah, this is still great. I'm gonna fold my aquafaba with, excuse me, yeah, with my chocolate mousse mix. I hope you see well. And this, as you can see, will give me a much lighter result. Voila. Now, I'm gonna fill my molds. Like this, till half. I'm gonna add my inclusion like this. It's good the chocolate mousse is a little bit runny, because then, you know, it can really go inside, you know, the small space between the mousse, the mold, and my inclusion. Voila. Looks yummy, eh? Voila. And I'm gonna do a second one like this. Voila. Till half, as we said. Inclusion like this. And I fill till the top. Oh, Voila. And yeah, I'm gonna give I'm gonna tap a few times, just to make sure I don't have any air bubbles in the cake. Voila, just, straighten with a spatula. Yeah. And this is gonna go in the freezer for a few hours. Let me just clean a little bit. We're gonna do the same with the strawberry. So we're gonna make a strawberry and rose jelly inclusion, which is very easy. And we're gonna make a strawberry mousse, with tofu and strawberry puree. Nothing easier. So, is this acceptable? Yeah. So I have to keep my mold here because I'm gonna add the strawberry mousses, but after that it will go in the freezer. But don't worry, I prepared some in advance for us to finish together. Voila. Voila, I put this away for the moment. And I'm gonna go, let's turn this one up. I'm gonna go now for the strawberry. Let me wash my hands because I finished with chocolates. So, same procedure, if I may say. First, the inclusion, and we're gonna make a strawberry and rose jelly. So for that, I have here about 80 grams. We don't need big quantities of strawberry puree. What is a strawberry puree? I just cut some fresh strawberries with a little bit of sugar, but this is up to you. Simmer gently on the hob, medium heat, and when the fruits are getting soft, I just puree with a blender, and that's it. So this is my puree. I have about 80 grams. I'm going to add some rose water. Let's say, depending on the brands, 1 or 2 tablespoons. And of course, I'm going to thicken this. And I'm going to thicken this with our vegan thickener called Agar. This is a seaweed, and you can now find it in all the supermarkets. This is what replaces the traditional gelatin. I would recommend to use the powder because it's easier to work with. And I just would like to remind you two things about the agar. Well, I take my big pot. One, it has to be dissolved in a liquid. You cannot just sprinkle on your cream like this. And secondly, this is what I was looking for. Secondly, it has to be brought to the boil. So I'm going to add here about half a teaspoon of agar-agar. And my kind assistant is going to bring this to the boil for us. And once it is boiling, again, I'm going to put in a plastic container. Somebody cannot wait to taste this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You will have to wait, Ellie. Désolé. So this is going to go in my plastic container, same story, and then in the freezer. And again, excuse me 1 second. While the jelly is boiling, I have here abracadabra, a jelly I made yesterday. Yeah, just watching. Like this. 1 and 2. So this is my jelly. I think it should be ready. Voila. You have now ready vegan jellies. I saw some in Asda. 1 pound, about 1 pound. It might be good. It might be good and helpful to use. But you know, these jellies are always quite wobbly, so I would advise to add a little bit of agar-agar, and of course to bring to the boil. Voila, so this is going to go to the freezer to set. And now I'm going to go for the strawberry mousse. No easier recipe. It's just the strawberry puree, eventually some sugar if you wish, tofu, and our thickener. So I have here, I can use the same saucepan. Excuse me, let me put this away. This I'm still gonna need. This away. I'm sorry for the sink. Close your eyes. Yeah. So 0, 125 of my puree. Voila. And just a little bit of agar-agar to, I would say, a teaspoon. Yeah. To thicken, like this. I bring to the boil. And I'm just going to add to 100 grams of firm silken tofu. This is the one I used. Voila. And I'm going to blend this to have it smooth. So this away. This away. Just to make our worktop a little bit cleaner. Thank you for your patience. So this we still might need. Voila. Voila. Oh, by the way, I have here some bits of this chocolate inclusion. What you can do, you can just roll this. Well, this is into brackets like this. Yeah. Cocoa powder. Yeah. And this will be your Valentine petit four. Yeah. Okay, we close the bracket. And back to our mousse. Da-da! Da-da! The tofu. The strawberry puree with the agar-agar, the magical tool of the Maries. Oh, let me try with the right hand. Oh, this is horrible. Oof. Voila. Like this. You notice that I have more strawberry puree than tofu. I did this on purpose because I want a strong strawberry flavor. And also, I must confess, a tofu like this is not one of my favorite textures. Sorry. So I'm going to blend it until it's getting smooth with no remaining lumps. Voila, so these ones are ready. This is finished. This is finished. This is finished. This is finished. I don't see any questions. Maybe we're going to keep them for the end. No problem. You are more than welcome. We always. Back to my molds. Voila, my strawberry mousse. I think I see time is running. I'm terribly sorry. So I'm going to try to speed up a little bit. Boom, boom. I wanted to show you many things. I mean, I did not just, make a chocolate mousse and a strawberry mousse. This is 5 minutes. Moreover, it's Valentine's, so it has to be fine dining, delicate, raffiné, elegant. So, oh, sorry. This is why my recipe might look a little bit longer. So I'm going to finish this same way. I'm making sure that the strawberry mousse is running between the inclusion and the edge of the mold, like this. Nice color, right? Voila. Like this. And just gonna finish with a spatula. My spatula has a chocolate, so let me take the big one quickly. Voila. Voila. So this is done. Goes now in the freezer. So, as I said, abracadabra, I prepared here two little hearts for you yesterday. And I'm gonna glaze them. 1, 2, bake white paper underneath. Yeah. This is my ganache, but I have to warm it up a little bit. This is my strawberry jelly. So again, strawberry, water, and agar. It's always the same story. It's just more or less runny. Very easy. So I'm gonna put this in the microwave. Voila. So this is one. Make sure your cake is really frozen. Otherwise, you might have, yeah, that's it, some bad surprises. Yeah. Second. This one looks nice, just a little bit longer. Almost ready. Let me see. I think it's fine. Of course, previously I passed through a sieve because I don't want to see these little dots of a fresh strawberry in the jelly. Voila. I have to make sure it's smooth. Yeah. But I'm gonna go. Hope it. Voila. I see a little bit. This I cannot. I'm gonna use the whisk just for a second. Voila. Okay. This here is fine, but I have to finish it here. So I'm gonna take a little bit from the bottom. Like this. I went a little bit fast because of the time. I do apologize. Oh, I need a little bit more here. Voilà. So, I have one base. My plate. This is, I hope you will see. This is my plate to finish my dessert. So, I have here the chocolate one. Yeah. Like this. I have here, I will show you just a second. The strawberry one. I went a little bit quick, but I think you got the result, right? If voila. And now I'm gonna finish, but what I'm gonna do is maybe play around the edges. Like this. This is a little bit of chocolate flakes, and this is just chocolate I grated. Like this. And like this. And I'm going to cover the edges, 1 second, of the strawberry one with maybe some coconut. Voila. So voila. I'm going a little bit fast to finish. I do apologize, but I wanted to show you many things I told you. So I hope you are okay with this. And so, how we gonna decorate? This is, this is up to you, your fantasy. So, this is my plate. Yeah, chocolate. This we clean. And I have here some sliced strawberries that I'm just gonna cut some little hearts. You see? 1, 2, another one. Voila. throw on my plate. I have one more here. Voila. This should go away. Voila. A few ones to put on my heart. Like this. Oh, if I have one left, I don't know how I put here. I don't know whether. Yeah. I have here little bits of vegan meringue. Oh, sorry. We can add like this. Eventually on the plate. And here I have some pieces of chocolate crumble. Like this. I'm going to keep it white because it's Valentines, so I put this away. I have here some chocolate sticks that we can just stick because I told you plated desserts are always 3-dimension cakes, always. Very important. 1, this one here. 2, voila. It's very hard, so it's difficult to stick. So what I'm going to do is just put a piece of meringue at the back, this one here, and then a little bit of a golden leaf eventually. This one, a little bit, this one is going to be okay. Voila. Voila. And very delicate. Oh, sorry. Very delicate. This gold. Voila. That's it. So if I clean all this, I'm just going to add a few. Will you be posting the full recipe? Okay, so I'm gonna answer your a question. I just would like to add a little thing.
Danielle, I have to say that is looking pretty amazing.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. That's one of the most incredible desserts I've been watching.
Yeah, but everybody can make it. Everybody can make it. Yes. I wanted to say before I go for the questions that if you want, let me put some little dots of chocolate. You know, a plated dessert is always some little touch.
Just to let people know, you can find all of this. Of course, we shared this on the website on the Veg Fest. You'll be able to watch this.
Well, we can add some strawberry puree eventually. Let me put all this away. I need this. Voila.
Cookbook out too.
So you I wanted to say
in the cookbook. Vegans deserve better than a fruit salad, which you can see just running across the bottom if anybody wants to access these recipes, then
so yeah,
from
just,
dessert.com.
if you want to know more about vegan pastry, you can always follow my tutorials. You will find all the details on my website, freefromdesserts.com. So you can have one-to-one online courses. You can have special Udemy classes for themed events, or you can have a Udemy course for beginners. And of course, this is my cookbook, Vegans Deserve Better Than a Fruit Salad, available on Amazon and my website as well. Voilà. Now, if we still have time, can we go for the comments?
We're actually out of time. We've overrun by 20 minutes, Danielle, but that's okay. What would be nice, first of all, if people want to ask you questions, you can do so in the comment section. Danielle, you can pop back on after the demo onto Facebook, and you can answer questions there.
All right, I will do that. Yeah.
What would be nice, if you can just move the sign for us, and then if you can take me off, so we can actually have a real close-up of these desserts, because I know we've overrun a little bit, but I think perhaps take me off the screen again, and we can really just to wrap up with this, Danielle, just talk us through this last minute or so about these. Just describe, especially for anyone who's late coming, just what we have here.
Oh, so we have here a chocolate mousse with a crispy chocolate ganache inclusion. So we have different texture, which is always interesting in pastry. And here we have a strawberry heart. This is a strawberry mousse with a strawberry and rose inclusion. Voila.
Absolutely fantastic. And that's just a wonderful thing to do for Valentine's Day, because I know people will be pushed for going out, obviously, will be limited. So what better to do than to spend an afternoon creating what really does look absolutely marvelous. It makes me realize how much I miss this kind of luxury, Danielle. But you know, you've been able to bring it into our homes so that we can actually create these things ourselves. And I think really inspiring for people doing veganery too, to realize that these incredible creations are just there at your fingertips. So
yeah, but
Danielle, can we see you? Do you want to?
Let me remind you, vegan desserts are easy to make, taste yummy, and look fantastic. This is my challenge.
Come and just get in front of the camera too, so that we can see you, so that you can say hello and say goodbye. We can just see the desserts. We can't see your face at the moment. I don't know if you can.
All right.
Yeah, so, we're nearly there. Oh, there you go.
This was my Valentine dessert. I give you my heart. I hope you did enjoy. The course. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup, Danielle Maupertuis, the famous French chef, pastry chef, and vegan pastry chef. We really are deeply, deeply grateful for you to share that knowledge with us, Danielle. And I'm sure I'm not alone to wish that I could be there to sample that particular creation. I know other guests.
You have all the steps to do it yourself now. No excuse. No excuse.
It's been really interesting watching. Danielle, thank you so much, and good luck with everything, especially with the book. Again, we'll be sharing the book for you again, but I know you saw it in the comments earlier. If you've been watching, I'm sure you will have made a note of that. But as the book's entitled, Even Vegans Deserve Better Than a Fruit Salad. Merci beaucoup. For the next time, Danielle. Merci beaucoup, Danielle Maupertuis. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.